I was promised penguins. But before we get started, like, subscribe, welcome. You made it right at the beginning. It only gets worse from here. I mean, better. As new updates, always new updates. We're testing penguin time. I think that's literal. I'm not sure exactly. Oh yeah, we need to put the erase map marks back. Can probably turn up notifications slightly. Not too much. Never too much. As we catch up to the match. What happened here? Disaster. What is he using? Dragon Furies. With the quad guard setup. Where penguin? I was promised penguins. Feels inefficient. Is this tower defense? Yes and no. It's raptor defense. You can build units that just get run over until you get the strongest ones. But a custom game mode within the custom game modes. You survive, and then after a while, in the top right, the queens arrive. And they're very angry. Do the enemies split evenly? No. You can see in the top right the eco attraction. They are split to whoever has the strongest economy. They're factorial biters, effectively. For example, Sonata Bird over here has the super fusions, drawing over a third, even though there are 12 players. So it's a balance. Though the more raptors you get, the more you can farm them. Which is, since they drop metal as well. Which in turn you can use to increase your economy even more. To get more raptors, to farm more. And so the wheel turns. Oh yeah, there's queens mid-map now. What did that spawn at? Like 70%? So you can no longer do your min-max turtle build to the very end of the... Wait, that's a lot of queens. Miranda! I don't believe they get resistance, though, so... They don't do damage reduction. Still a lot of HP. They keep coming. So this is how it's scaled up. So instead of just a bunch of queens with a bunch of HP at the end, they just start spawning and continue throughout the mid-game. Eventually, it's just going to start with a queen as players get too good at this. I can't slow it down because right now I'm... Wait. Did the players lose? It's still catching up. Why don't I see? Oh, because I'm on the raptors. The enemies are the players. Is it possible to make towers closer to the center? Yes. As long as you can keep them alive. You can build anywhere on the map. Raptor Baroness. Oh, they're not queens. It's a Baroness. Countess. Ah, yes. So we have a whole feudal society of queens. The queens are at the end, but we have the Countess and the Baroness. Don't know what else. There will be the Duchess, I'm sure, will show up. Other sort of hierarchical systems. I don't know if they're actually just... I think they're distinguished, so that way they don't have the same in-game attributes. Which would probably mess it up. Countess. 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 Wait, what? Was there a different... Maybe it's just like different waves of them. Why is it a penguin? There's a penguin! Raptor consort. Once the penguin king, now conquered by the queen. Let's not think too hard about the implications of that. The assault penguin has a ton of HP. I didn't actually check its weapons to see if it had any sort of capability besides being super tanky. But the penguin broke the walls, and they're breaking into the buildings. Oh no. They're breaking through. It looks like the construction turrets will hold. Not forever though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They are not. He's not holding. The construction turrets will eventually get nibbled down. And then the super fusions will be vulnerable. Looks like he finally reclaimed them. But still. Critical damage from the raptor consort. There's another the penguin has laser eyes. That dude 2000 DPS. Ah, I see. And there it goes. Yeah. Queenlander. Let's compare that DPS to anything else. It's compared to the Raptor. The Raptor's always... Oh, wow. It actually does some really solid. 2000 DPS is similar to a large laser, like one of the tier 3 defense turrets. And it has a small AoE as well. I guess along the size of the laser. Oh no. The penguins. The raptor. I don't... Okay, so I think what happened was they didn't want to add any more raptor models to an already convoluted setup. So penguins are one of the very few, like, kind of doodads and animals in the game on maps. So, as usual, the developers and modders finding creative uses for them. Taking the penguin model, scaling it up, slapping a crown on it, and giving it laser eyes. Right, Hmm. And the queens don't stop coming. It appears it's just a constant thing. I hope they give it a lot of metal. I think it's because, yeah, the enemy defenses. Raptor Duchess. They definitely go up the ranks. Does a Duchess outrank a Countess? I guess so. Who outranks a Baroness? I'm learning so much about the feudal society of queens. The commander, the queen broke, or the Duchess broke before the queen did, or the commander did. You got it. You can always just turn the lights off. How boring is that? Looks so sad. Just need to tone it back a bit, I think. Especially... "10 queens arrive." Alright, finally. What are their chances of success? The highest economy? Sonata has 1 million energy. Zubai has nearly 1 million. The defenses are looking pretty good. But if either of those breaks, there's almost nothing else. Let me in! Oh my. Oof. I like the line of heavy pulsars. Wait, can epic pulsars fire over one another? Oh, he's walling up. He turned off the pulsars so they're in defense mode. And they take a lot. He made a wall out of epic pulsars, which I think have more HP, and they have the damage reduction when they're not activated. So he's actually just using them as a physical wall. A 13,000 metal wall, but you know, yeah, they're not for shooting. They're just for the HP and the defense mechanic. Huh. Might steal that one. And then, of course, you can activate them if you really need to, but... 6 out of 10 queens. And he's still holding. How is the match still in progress and I haven't caught up yet? That's the real question. Like, it feels like this is... Oh, wait a second. The chain. He's breaking. They've broken through the pulsar wall. When queens die, they explode as like a mini nuke. So... And that... Wow, the pulsar survived it. Okay, well that's definitely something to steal. Thank you, Harvest. And then there were 3. One at full HP, one at 62, one at 43. What are those? Those the assimilators? En masse. Another queen. Not gonna get close. Gonna break through the front lines. Ooh. Those shots went through. So this is why the match is still going. There's still 2 queens. She's just gonna clean it up over here. What is this? Like, variety pack economy. Gotta do a switch up of your units. I don't really think that's necessary. At some point, like, there are units that are so good that even if there's damage resistance, like the epic dragons, the long-range plasma cannons, and the behemoths, which we see pretty much being spammed exclusively here. The behemoths mostly because they physically body block. Oh, and here come the tier 2 bombers? Is this still going? But Lucky Shot gets to... He has shields, right? He has 1 super shield, which is not necessarily enough. This queen is just eating through. Just chewing through the assimilators. It should be over. But the players don't have much left. Like, down she goes. I don't think there's enough damage. So the queens, there's medic raptors that both spawn from the hatcheries and from the queen itself and heal her pretty quickly. So if you don't have a certain critical mass of damage, the behemoths. She's at 50%. 48. And then there was 1 left to stand against her. The behemoths are tripping her up. That's part of why they're so good. I think she literally can't get close. She's boxed in by the behemoths. Would you die? And there we are. With 1 player remaining. Now our turn. So there's penguins, there's mini queens, and the queens themselves. That was dicey though. Hmm. So instead of nukes, I like that instead. Instead of launching dozens of nukes, now it's just mini queens. What are mini queens? Well, technically they're Baroness, Countess, and Duchess. So they're just weaker versions of the queens that don't have resistance, but they start spawning early. Like at like 20 minutes before the main. And there's also penguins, which are queen consorts and have laser eyes and a ton of HP. Alright, I'll try the Cortex. Come. So really what you're picking is the commander to start, since you can build all the defenses. My computer can't handle Raptors, too many improvements. It's an interesting phrasing. They've gone too far. There we are. Gotta have my grid, of course. Oh. Trying to split the difference on the building thingy. Yeah, this is probably the most CPU intensive of every mode, but honestly, it's not as bad as it was. I've noticed more people able to handle it. I think there's been a lot of work into figuring out why some parts of it just kind of break. There were some things where the Raptors would just issue a bunch of the same command repeatedly over and over, and there'd be like hundreds of them, and that's actually what would lag the game. Because they're constantly trying to figure out how to get into your base kind of stuff. Alright, like and subscribe to send your energies. So it begins. My first time facing against the mini queens and the penguins. Get a couple energy storage. I didn't actually mean to get another construction bot, but here we are. Just gonna start working on this. Let me start with the converters. Make sure we drag that down.
No power.
Yeah, makes sense.
I am uncertain you deserve that.
Thank you. Using the wind turbines as like a semi-wall. Make sure we got no idle. Just gonna tag the assist drones on this. You'll be interested to know what has the most performance impact. You can actually see the analysis of that on the Discord as a public discussion, since it's made by volunteers. I'm pretty sure a lot of it is just pathing and resetting pathing, but I could be also completely wrong. So, you know, that covers all the options. Need more income. Oh, we're trying. Should be using more of the tier 1. Gotta disable the map marks. Or I mean the auto erasing rather. Good to have that on in multiplayer though. For reasons. Just enough. I don't have the build range. Convenience. What is this doing? Terrible. Thanks, I hate it. Same here. How does this keep happening to me? It is not I. That sun was in my eyes. Way more efficient.
I am uncertain you deserve that. I am uncertain you deserve that.
Thank you. I'm really gonna try to adapt it this time. I've got some ideas on how to streamline the build. Hope they don't screw me. Well, the summary is I'm not going to build another lab. I'm just going to immediately go for aircraft plant for construction instead. While slowly building up over there. Slowly. The idea is I should have. I'm gonna bring one more construction bot over. And the commander. Just help with the build. Select the assist drones, time up over here. We're gonna get the commander-based anti-air. The bomb batteries. Oh, I didn't finish off this wall.
I am uncertain you deserve that.
Thank you. And so it begins. I'll bring these back over. How'd he set up? Wow. Well done. He's already got the big converters. Quota one skyhook to move the base builder turret momentarily. Well, no. No, we've already got it, so it's here now. Not that. Sorry, but the construction bots are now obsolete. Should have started the Junos already. Oh, shit. Trying to put myself out there. But here we are. Barely getting anything. We got a full eco. I'll let them figure it out.
A player has been added to the game.
Archon mode, effectively. Thank you, D-Skin. Pulled the right. Hopefully had a good string. Thank you for joining. Need more money. I'm not getting enough raptors. We're trying. Did he? Oh, he already started a super fusion. Wow. That's why he has so much aggro. What? You okay, Commander? It's fine. I'm slowly trading out. So we have the good converters. Gotta rely entirely on conversion now. Still got a bit of time. Sunday, putting out some more construction turrets just to try to nab a little more metal. Setting up for the super fusions.
I am uncertain.
Put myself out there. 20% off the queens.
flowing metal.
No. No, we're not doing that. I'd rather not. Grabbing what I can. And so it begins. Let's drive this build power. So energy storage from the Armada is more efficient, well, size efficient, so. It's just better for some reason.
Stealthy units in your area.
Legion. Can the commander? Yeah, the commander can start building LRPCs. Throwing a couple in there.
Stealthy units in your area.
Just one for now. They're too expensive. Thank you. Grab more metal. We're trying to start reclaiming anything that's not going to cut into my economy. At least not too hard. He's starting to build lines of them as well. We're gonna have to try that wall of pulsars. Didn't mean there, but I guess. Commander with 226 kills and counting.
Stealthy units in your area.
Oh shit, what the fuck? Shields!
I am uncertain you deserve that.
Legion pop-up Gatling turret. It's pretty good. It's not... I don't think it's better than the rocket turrets for this mode most of the time. It's good in multiplayer. It's definitely more useful than the grenade launcher version. But it isn't... The choice... Like, rocket launchers are very good because they fire anywhere, pretty much, so... Alright, have fun! The queens have arrived. Why are there... Well, the Countess, the Baroness, rather. To start. I'll come for another 15 minutes. So now, the lower ranks of mini queens start spawning before it, building up to the final wave. That's the new addition, because otherwise people get set. Like, it's partially because people have been min-maxing so hard, the economy gets so out of control. It either trivializes or becomes impossible because you either put the queen HP so high that you either need a perfect base or you can't do anything. I like this a lot more. Just like I like the addition of multiple queens, because this is like building up of stronger and stronger waves. It's kind of a natural progression from strong units to like mini queens to the queens themselves.
Commander destroyed. Stealthy units in your area.
I don't see any penguins yet. We definitely need actual anti-air now up here. I neglected that. I still haven't worked out how I'd like to do the experimental gantry placement. I put it in like somewhere at a different place every time.
Stealthy units in your area.
Alright, it's my turn. Oh lord, she coming. Oh shit.
units in your area.
Some of them are breaking through, which I'd rather they didn't, obviously. Just some more blocks of rockets.
Stealthy units in your area.
We need to do the pulsar wall off. Where am I gonna put it? That's what I really want to try.
Overflowing metal. How
Shit.
generous.
I don't want to be generous. I want to be well defended.
Stealthy units in your area.
Alright, well then, more Olympus. Draw a line somewhere. We'll call it here.
Stealthy units in your area.
Not yet, though. I don't want to build the actual wall off until we're right up against it. Build power here.
generous.
Not again.
Stealthy units in your area.
Alright, I guess we're starting. I can't spend hard enough. So, epic pulsars and pulsars have the ability to turn off and like tuck into themselves, allowing them to which gives them a lot of damage resistance. I saw people using them to wall off, turning them off when the queens get close, so they take very little damage, and essentially being an incredibly expensive but very effective wall. So that is what we're gonna give a shot. Well, we're spending now. Certainly. Building multiple plasma cannons. And the rest of the infrastructure. Is that 200? It's 50k energy. Ooh, I just pressed reclaim selected on 200 things. Actively lagging the game. I'm sorry, everyone. My bad. Yeah.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
Whoa, Commander. 600 kills, though, has given me plus 200% health, 150k health. That's another reason to have the Commander fighting.
Stealthy units in your area.
Adding on more of these. Where's my... He's also got the pulsar. The great pulsar walls. We will see. So the Cortex Basilisks have the longest range, but the least DPS. So putting them towards the back and the sides. The Olympus have the highest DPS, but shorter range and a large footprint. So kind of front and center. And
Stealthy units in
the Basilica, the Armada, has decent DPS, is middle tier and also small footprint. So it has a lot of DPS per capita. But it's kind of just a filler. Unless you're the Armada Commander, in which case it's sometimes better to just spam those because the Armada Commander has turrets start at max rank. All caps all the time. What is this? Is there a penguin over there? The penguin! I don't know if I've been dealing with penguins and just taking them out, but it even has a thing on the minimap.
stealthy units in your area.
I definitely didn't get the economy I wanted. I don't have the economy to afford this level of production either. We'll see. I have the pulsar ones. A little ridiculous. Incredibly expensive. 13K a pop. I probably could let him do it as well, but we have the hardened base here. The Duchess, refined taste, likes her prey rare. Ah. So the mini boss queens level up from Baroness to Countess to Duchess, and then finally. And then finally, I don't know, the timer is broken, but and then finally, we've arrived! Incoming penguin! Outgoing penguin! Commander has 900 kills, plus 2 10% health. We got how many? We got 3 coming straight for us. Get a healthy mix in here. Gotta deactivate the pulsars as they get close, but there's no reason not to use them as actual weapons before that, so... Resistant to epic pulsars, like the first thing. Okay, well, and all the plasma cannons, I guess. One down. try to draw her away. Very careful. Not to get out of my shields. I thought she might come in that way. Clever girl. I have no units because my economy was mediocre. I'm entirely reliant on this new plasma setup. Where are you going? Come back here, m'lady. Hey. Gonna tag my commander. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. That's a lot of damage. We ate a few spears. One of my construction turrets is EMP'd. Honestly, we're gonna cut this out for now. Just unloading. He's coming into range. No touching! That is just full volleys of the Olympus. There she goes. I actually have surprisingly few turrets in range. Eight out of 10 queens killed. And that's why we had kind of the buffer zone for the base. Why was my economy so poor? Oh yeah, because he crushed it so hard he sucked up all my rep. Also, I had way too much defense for what it was doing. I really didn't need it. Early. If he's going to be carrying so hard, I could have focused almost entirely into building more energy production. Commander with over 900 kills. Let's see if I can get 1,000. I have no units to back me up. Commander, so when the commander levels up, you get more HP. In this mode, you get more HP. I think in regular multiplayer you do as well, just not nearly as dramatic. But in a lot of the custom modes, you have leveling commanders where they can build like higher level stuff and all that. And here, your commander is like your biggest turret. So. DPS is 6.5 to 13k, depending on range and the amount of weapons you're able to bring to bear, I think. Blast. Tasty. $987. Oh, we're crushing it. We're gonna have to scale the queens. Come on. Go kill that queen. 993. Oh, the bombers. 994. Of course, it's not counting. So the leveling up is not based on kills, it's based on damage. Because otherwise, killing 1,000 ticks would be better than killing a juggernaut. And 1,000. What the hell are those? I've never seen that effect. Is that what the mortars actually look like at this raid? My commander's here to help. I gotta change targets. I'm just overflowing to the team. We need a guide to install add-ons. There's a basic guide on the Discord. You download the file and you put it in the right folder. And I'm sure there are 500,000 of those on YouTube, varying between Indians and 360p using Microsoft Hypercam and people with needless 4K begging you to like and subscribe to give you a 5-second tip. But there's a basic guide, and I'm sure if you ask on the Discord, you'll get an answer in a few seconds, direct you to it. I'm not going to show you because it's going to be different slightly for your PC and how you have your files set up, and also something you need to figure. Once you figure out how to do it once, you do it with all of them. Just to be clear, a lot of the widgets, like the building grid that I have installed, don't work necessarily in multiplayer games because a lot of those have widgets disabled. Because there are widgets that are much more advanced than putting a grid. There are widgets that like micro your units for you and stuff like that, so a lot of the more useful widgets like reclaim selected like this eventually get added to the base game as well. So like they start as widgets and then they get integrated as like this list is just widgets that got integrated to the base game for the most part. Like they're just all the settings you turn on and off. So if you really, really like one, and you think it should be part of the base game, you can just ask for that as well. But that shouldn't be instead of learning how to install them. That should be like, this one's really cool, sort of situation. 4K or Windows Hypercam? I used to be Windows Hypercam, but now I'm 4K. Now I could do guides, but I'd let more qualified people do it because I'm better at talking entertainingly than educationally. No, actually, I'm good at both. It's just it's way easier to do the entertaining part than the educational one. Yeah, we fucking crushed it. Alright, the queens had nothing. I do like the mini queens. It's another evolution, puns intended, that really makes the mod feel more... it's already the best version of wave defense. Like... They are billions. It continually upsets me with how they just kind of were like, alright, we're done with the game. No map editor, really. Like, no custom game support. StarCraft 2 has a great set of these sort of games as well, but those are also plagued by issue. Like, You have to work within the framework of the StarCraft 2 arcade, which is, while very good, is continually undercut by, you know, being part of StarCraft 2. Thank you, Vaults.
It's about time.
For 4 months. Glad you still enjoy. Nutty B, yeah. Nutty B is not... It is a difficulty setting, but it's also the name of whoever made this mod to start. I assume Nutty. This is not the base version of Raptors. The base version of Raptors, you have metal extractors. You can play it on any map. I think you should start with the base version. Okay, and there's so many... The hard... Part of the hard... Okay. Edit that out. Oh, wait. We gotta make other people boss, so that way. Where did Sonata go? Why am I responsible for these people? I was about to be such a hypocrite, because my thought process was going to be, the hardest part of this is actually figuring out how to make the game for yourself and like set it up and how to interact with this convoluted ass lobby straight out of 2007, because it literally is. And then I was going to complain that nobody else was setting up the lobby and I was responsible for it. That's what I was about to do. Thankfully, I tripped over those starter words, and now you're just getting in the other direction. Yeah, I was literally about to explain how nobody wants to figure out how to set up lobbies, and then immediately complain that I was the one who was supposed to set it up. So this is made by using tweaks, which is actually a spreadsheet you can get a hold of whenever you go into the mod. And then you just copy paste that in. And there's like a standardized version. But the base version, you can play solo if you'd like. You can play with a few players. There's a bunch of difficulty settings. This scales it up dramatically. And the reason we play... You can play this mode on other maps. It's just, I don't think I've ever won with multiple queens on other maps, because everybody's worked out the perfect setup on this flat plane, full metal plate, and anything else becomes a decision. Alright, well, we got him. Oh wait, I got a Raptor Defense AI. Do I need to do anything else? That should be fun. That's all right. Yeah, you do need an opponent. Do I want to play Armada? The Cortex Commander is so good at fighting. Well, what I need to do is cut out even more of the early defenses. Unless I have no one to cover me. We'll see. Some people sleep. When was the last time anyone played on a different map? There's almost always another Raptor game going on, like normal Raptors on another map. It's just this is the sweaty tryhard min-max 20 queen lobby. All right, there's always one lobby that's full metal plate with as difficult settings as you can possibly put together. And then there's usually just one more casual game at least. What happened if the Raptors develop Nidus Worm? They actually have unit launchers. Well, they'll launch some of the Raptorlings at you. Like pawn launchers. Well, I think they're effectively pawn launchers just for the Raptor. So, that's not quite a Nidus, but it's artillery, but with Raptors in it. Vortex Commander should have 5 times the health. It doesn't have 5 times. It's like double the Armada and triple the Legion. The Legion has the highest DPS, and Armada has the extra benefit of being able to build those high-level turrets. But it's a constant, like, swirl of buffing and nerfing the commanders as one becomes meta. But you don't want it to be so people only play one commander, obviously. Like, the Armada commander was the best for a while because you had almost unlimited shots on their D-gun and, like, that rank buff. But
So it begins.
let's see if I can min-max a little harder. I got outdone by Zibal. Oh, my grid. How am I supposed to play without a grid? This is supposed to be Factorio, not RTS. See. Okay. Definitely leaning more on the tier 1 construction turrets, which are the most efficient metal to build power. It's just they have less range and just power in general, but you can scale more smooth. Legion looks the coolest by far. Legion is the first faction designed independently. Cortex and Armada are based on their Total Annihilation versions. So they're literally kind of they're covers of the other factions, as opposed to a new original thing for Bar. Legion has models that are being developed custom for. I mean, all the models are custom for Bar, but they're based on other stuff as opposed to like new things.
No power.
Yeah, from what I understand, I could be wrong. Eventually, they've already been kind of reworking some of the especially larger units, like the Mammoth and the Shiva, for the other factions. But the main focus is and it's a bunch of different people. It's volunteers, all right, like doing a bunch of different stuff. But the focus is getting Legion so it actually has units. Like right now, a lot of the like naval units for the most part, and some of the higher tier units are placeholders for Cortex. Well, Cortex as the placeholder, but that's less and less true as time goes on, I believe. I think we're almost at the point where they have, it's like 80 to 90% of the units are, especially the non-naval units, are Legion specific. Yeah, tier 1 and tier 3. There's still, like, there's so many tier 2 units for each faction. That's a whole effort. Like, it's like 30 or 40 for each faction, not including naval units. Again, like, tier 2 is by far, because tier 2 is like the highest tech, and tier 3 is like the ultimate unit. And get another row. We're really leaning into the tier 1 converters this time. Wait, I can't afford that. Drag it all the way down. Trying to make sure all my construction turrets are being used at all times without stalling. So no, it's a balance that I'm not really doing well, but
I am uncertain you deserve that.
it's an attempted balance, all right? I see you doing like spokes. It's actually, I like that a lot. Gonna need some energy converter soon. Commander upgrades. Interesting. I'm gonna start on this. You know what? We need the energy storage and some metal storage, ideally. Oh. Well, okay. Extra wild. Hmm. Bring the commander up to help. Ah, shit. Well, he's working on this, so we're just gonna extend this. We've only got one constructor working on it, so... This trust wall is taking too long. Are those turrets? Yes. Hmm. Making sure we get the flak. I'm just straight up building flak. I'm not messing around with it. Sometimes I try to be more like efficient and go for the lower tier anti-air, but don't think so. Goodbye, construction bot. Your watch has ended.
Friendly commander destroyed.
What? We're second here, by the way. Alright, back off. Junos. To deal with mainling type attacks. Looking pretty strong here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Reclaim this before it's anything important. Way too much energy. They're broken through. We have so many more queens this time. It's gonna get real interesting. I have people leaving. Wow. Wow, wow. Oh, he's holding. It's gonna be a bit dicey. I'm gonna try to help hold, but we'll see. Bit of a yikes from me, dog. I'm not gonna be able to afford more than one more. Hey! You can just be reclaimed, bro. It happens. This time around, I can't be too skimpy on the defenses. Last time I had strong cover. Now we have pretty decent cover, but I'm second on aggro, and that could change. That could go to second and 50-50 pretty quick at this rate. Oh shit, they're nibbling through. Trust but verify. Goodbye, Resbot. I need more forward setups here. So I can zone better. He's holding. He's already got a fusion on the way. Super fusion. What the hell? We've lost so many already. We're gonna get a an Armada lab. I'm just gonna dedicate this line to production.
Stealthy units in your area.
Great. Just want the energy storage. Working on it.
Stealthy units in your area.
No, I just said we were gonna not do that. Each block is 1,000 more energy. Because it's 250 apiece, because this map has set wind. That is a lot of shit. Did I lose my construction bot finally? Oh, there's one over here.
Stealthy units in your area.
I'm gonna have some backup areas.
Stealthy units in your area.
Make sure we have some placeholder shields here. Are air units getting by? Well, that is highly illegal. The commander's about to upgrade. 22 minutes, unless it's changed. 2, 1, there we are. Alright, which means the commander can now build flag at the front.
Stealthy units in your area.
As well as the rockets, which are so delectable. Pop-up rocket's good. They're my favorite of the basic ones. It's good to have a mix, but pop-up rockets have the most range and they fire over all obstacles easily. I think lightning is very strong and fire is the highest DPS by a large margin, but less,
Stealthy units
well,
in
as you
your
can
area.
tell, discriminatory. I don't believe it does friendly fire anymore, but... Notice I say anymore. Yeah.
Stealthy units in your area.
We're gonna reclaim the rest of the basic wind turbines. And very soon there's going to be... Okay, I need to think about how I'm gonna set up to deal with the mini queens. Honestly, I think we're just gonna... Quota. Get the Legion air as well. I'm gonna go with Epic Pulsars as the option. I need to wait until I finish this, though. Once I finish that, I'm gonna grab these back. Honestly, I think it's almost time to get rid of the... Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the tier 1. I definitely finished the fusion. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Just blasting away. Can I just degun? Do I have an ammo count, or can I just degun on cooldown? What's stopping me? Nothing is stopping me. Well, besides the fact it costs energy, but like, that's nothing.
Stealthy units in your area.
See, that was his friendly notification. I probably should get the gantry. What? There's no space there.
Overflowing metal.
No! How dare you?
Stealthy units in your area.
Actually, no. I want Legion. I want Olympus. Need way more anti-air.
Stealthy units in your area.
Actually, I need to have a little outpost. I'm gonna try to kill the queen somewhere that won't blow up all my carefully manicured defenses. Immediately blows it up. There we are. But idea stands. That was the intent. Did its job. Be painful. Gonna need stronger shields. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of these. Making sure no stray shots. I get back down.
Stealthy units in your area.
Yeah, it's fine.
Stealthy units in your area. Overflowing metal. Objectives.
All right, spend. get the super e-storage. Gotta get the build assist turret.
Overflowing metal. How generous.
What the fuck, bro? Looks like some free real estate just opened up. New opportunities. Expand today. Lightly exploded.
Stealthy units in your area.
Shit. Oh wait, there's also units. Commander's got to retreat from the front. Should be okay. Alright. I think it was a lack of shielding over there. Oh, and banelings. Ah, shit.
Stealthy units in your area.
Definitely just reclaiming that.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed. Stealthy units in your area. Overflowing metal. How generous.
Clear comm. Why can't I resurrect? Well, that's probably also bad.
Stealthy units in your area.
Do I not have a... Bombers from the side. Oh no, 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 no. We're up to 32% aggro. I need to reinforce the front. I don't have enough.
Overflowing metal. How generous.
I have enough metal. I can't spend it reliably. I'm trying. I'm trying to cover. One of these times.
Stealthy units in your area.
I'm just sending resbots to their death here. I need to focus on me. There are penguins off to the side.
Stealthy units in your area.
For some reason, I don't have res on my comm. I don't know why. Anyways, we don't have time for that. We need to degun. Tie the repairs. That's another wave of defenses down. Need to rebuild the buffer zone. Holy shit. What happened? Oh no. My energy converters are open.
Overflowing metal.
There are too many of them. We cannot get out. They are coming.
Stealthy units in your area.
Another mini queen broke through another wall of defenses. Ah!
Overflowing metal. How generous.
I lost the cortex. Ah! Get off my lawn! This is private property! I'm aware of the issues. There are too many of them. My converters. Well, my aggro's not as bad now. 1100 kills on the commander. No touching. Sharing the rest of my metal though. What is draining? Well, don't worry, the penguin's working through it. Will I ever have enough energy to D-gun? No, run, run. Ah! It hurts. The laser has drop off with range, so. But of course, she's all up in my personal space, so. I will kill this Duchess. If it's the last thing I do, which it likely will be. Hey, come back here! Hey! Hey! I don't think I've done nearly enough damage. She's still like over 50%. Whoop, micro. Too slow. Ow.
Stealthy units in your area.
Oh no, the penguin. Oh, the... Ah! The ultimate duel. No! Who will win? I think we all died. Oh, we resigned.
Commander has been annihilated. So that's how it ends.
Didn't even get to the queens. What was it, 20 seconds out? What a disaster. I like the spoke system. All right. For building up early. I was not really doing it, but like the kind of splitting off of the construction turrets. Yeah, we lost 2 of the carries from last game. That's why it went from relative ease to completely crushed. I don't know what got there. I think it was artillery that just got a little too far for him. Yeah. So hot. So sweaty. It is still 85 degrees out. Like 32 in non-freedom units. And have to keep the AC on or off half the time, otherwise it's at risk of breaking slash literally freezing up. Good times. I don't know how old it is. Probably need to like do maintenance on it at some point. But instead we just keep it extra sweaty. It's more like, apparently it can't run for a week straight. Well, it shouldn't. There should be some breaks. So we turn it off at night. Because until after tomorrow, it's supposed to be like 100. Left the game. Not disconnected, left the game. Nah. More space for the rest. That was the guy who said he was excited to play with us. And he's back, it looks like. Oh, we lost. Brenda, well, and her court. The court of Brenda has judged us unworthy. Did we test out 50 v 50 v 50 v 50? Did any of the games actually finish? I'm interested to see. Two of them were, yeah.
So it begins.
Feels like that's kind of bound to happen. But the spectacle, especially from replay. Which is the more preferable version of the spectacle, unfortunately.
No power.
Convert down. I think we focus on this one. We need the converters the most. We're wasting energy. Somebody forgot. People want the lines. At some point, they're gonna end up getting built into the map, which feels like a bit of a cop-out, but I mean, here we are. More conversion, please. Probably the most important thing. Otherwise, we don't get any income. Ah, yes. Well-known way of focusing on your build order is watching streams simultaneously. And liking and subscribing. What are you doing, Commander? Come on. Okay. Now we need more energy.
I am uncertain you deserve that.
Thank you. I just don't enjoy. What's going on over there? It's pretty standard. Bit of an odd way to go about it, but nothing crazy. Taking forever to figure out what you're doing with your life there. But who doesn't nowadays? He seems intent on it. I'll let him have it. fucked up there. Come on. Figure out what you're doing. As he ambles on over. It's off center. Unplayable. His team damage. That's not really a... Oh. Everything does damage to whatever's in front of it. At all times. That's how the game works. Doesn't matter what's in front of it. Oh, that lag.
I am uncertain you deserve that.
Thank you. Wait, did I get two? Not sure why it's so laggy. A bit of radar. Shouldn't need too much. Are they gonna hold here? I would say leave a gap, but they'll probably just funnel to me. Oh, his gap is right there. Okay, I guess... You know? Fine. I guess that works.
Overflowing metal. How generous.
Shut up. You know that wasn't intentional. Okay. Gino's taking out those Baneling style units. Yeah, we're just gonna max out that storage. I always underbuild storage and have to panic to build later. So eventually we're gonna build here. Yeah. Are drawing more and more attention. Cool beans. Actually, we're gonna leave that space. That'll be my aircraft space. Planning ahead, crazy. Need to move the Junos up so they're not hitting my own stuff as hard, at least. These are placeholder shields. It's time to claw those back. Need to have little outposts, so that way when eventually the mini queens come,
Stealthy units in
we don't have to. They don't get blown up in half a second.
stealthy units in your area.
Alright, now the commander is higher tier. It can fight pretty much on its own against everything but the mini queens. So we can scale up. Not like I've not been doing so, but into the super fusions.
Stealthy units in your area.
We're gonna need more. Do we still have the decoys? I'm gonna try the decoys this time as the tier 3 builders instead of the flight assist drones, which are not nearly as physically strong.
Stealthy units in your area.
We're claiming all the... That's all we wanted from this. Was the decoy. Which acts as a super builder. Not quite as good as the commander, but it serves a similar purpose here.
Stealthy units in your area.
Get a few air cons from each faction. In quota mode.
Stealthy units in your area.
Looking a lot better than last time for dealing with the mini queens, but that can change.
Stealthy units in your area.
Put one over there. Commander, pull back a bit. Sorry, but this is more efficient.
Your area.
We have the mini queens. They should be spawning momentarily.
Stealthy units in your area.
Quite a setup over there. Where's my money going? Just into these? Need more energy. Well, hello there. Really, the deciding factor will be the commander itself. Fight me! Tag the commander with the repair. But if I can stay... Yep, easy peasy. I don't know why I was making a big deal out of it. Alright, do I gotta focus on min-maxing this? I mean, the queens are gonna keep coming and they won't stop coming, but One dangerous moment from taking the shield thing down. Gonna put the shield up there. Gantry space? Oh my, of course not. Am I firing at my own? Yep. Need to move the Junos up again. Alright, it's all about build power now. Alright, holding together. Gantries.
Stealthy units in your area.
Work my way down. It's holding strong for now. Getting the flight assist drones, or flying assist drones, not flight assist. Could be misconstrued.
Stealthy units in your area.
I lied, reclaim that. Let the decoy out. Another shield. Definitely need the anti-air. Satellite moving up. Make sure we don't land with any of these. Move them to a more centralized location before I start using them as well. Anti-nuke? We don't have anti-nuke anymore. We have mini queens. Speaking of... And penguins. The queen consorts. Oh, aka like we don't... Nukes are not part of the mod anymore. But instead you have mini bosses scaling up to the big bosses.
Stealthy units in your area.
Get in D-gun range. Hopefully. Shields failing. Oh, no, no, no. No! No! Oh no, that's so bad.
Favorite ally has
That's
been
really bad.
destroyed.
No, 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 no. I got so greedy. Well, this gets a little more complicated now.
Stealthy units in your area.
Robots. Can I hold? Without the commander as base defense, this actually gets a lot more complicated.
Friendly commander destroyed. Stealthy units in your area.
Where's the bots? Come on. It's gonna take
Flowing metal.
hundreds.
Generous.
And now we have this whole deal we have to work out. Well, there's another one. I need shields. I need defenses. I don't know if I'll... Without the commander, it gets a lot harder to hold multiple
Your area.
queens later.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
What are these? No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the rockets. Oh no. Oh, it's bad. The decoy's walled in. Not that it has combat ability, but
Stealthy units in your area.
we're in full scramble mode. Wait, what? That's not supposed to... What are my hotkeys? Drone plant. Oh, it's because it's a tier 2 air. Bot lab, please. More of them. I need more res bots.
Stealthy units in your area.
Bring back the commander.
Overflowing metal. How generous.
We're not going to have the perfect setup, but we're going to have a setup. No, not construction. Who's building construction bots? You idiots. Which one of you idiots clicked the wrong button? 93. It's just gonna die again if I don't do it right. Look who's back. All right. And just in time to fight another queen. Go get him. That looked dangerous.
Stealthy units in your area.
How's he doing over them? Yep. Better. He's got quite a forward setup as well. It's happening. I'll see how it goes. We got 4 of them. Commander doesn't have nearly the health, unfortunately. Because of prior activities. One, 2 in total. Close these. Closing the pulsars to act as a super wall.
Your least favorite ally has been destroyed.
It's gonna have to be enough Olympus. Not again, no. Not again! Not again! Live! Why is my... There's some over here. Target. We're gonna deactivate these pulsars. Yeah, we got closer problems. I'm gonna have to retreat. Kill the commander. I don't have that many plasma cannons. Actually quite problematic. I don't think I can tank the queen. I'm just blasting as best I can. One of us will die. Maybe both. 3%. Can I activate these pulsars for a moment to, Wait, no, not 3%. 27, never mind. Turn them all off. Need to be spending that money. I was failing at that as well. Getting the dragons. How's it going over there? 7 out of 13 total. But
Overflowing metal. How generous.
there's only so much space to work with. But the pulsar wall is holding. There's a gap in the wall. I actually have... reclaim that. There's no anti-air. And there's also no anti-ground. I don't... Tell me you have an exit strategy. Well... This queen's at 15%. The problem is, well, they're about to get through. The pulsar wall is holding against everything, but it can't hold forever. Well, technically, I think it can, but also, more accurately, it cannot. Especially two queens. At some point, something's gotta give, especially with the converters. We got another... Wait, no. We didn't get the queen. The EMPs are disabling the construction turrets. Things are not going great. Oof. Losing the commander. Would it have made the difference? I don't think we win, but losing the commander certainly didn't help. Yeah. I feel like Gumiho. My hands are so sweaty. Just from existing. It's so hot. All right.
So that's how it ends.
So that's how it ends. GG's. I am literally like melting. I don't know. GG's. I think I'm just gonna play some Chivalry and then like lie on the ground in the basement. Because thinking is well, I'm currently in one of the warmest rooms. Well, whatever the PC is running is probably the warmest room, but thank you for watching on the YouTubes. A short stream, but make sure to go check out the 84 player match or one of the serial I'm sure you'll find something. Don't usually put things like Chivalry on YouTube because because I respect the algorithm. And it's like, okay, you like RTS, like factory games, strategy. How about first person hack and slash? It's like, for me, as a chaos manager, it makes sense. But when it comes to the algorithm and tags and all that, less sense. So, like and subscribe. Thank you, YouTube. If you want to join on Twitch, hanging out there, but otherwise.